What's going on, everybody in the YTBC and LDBC? Just wanted to do a quick video on Canelo Triple G. Big fight coming up. Not getting much hype, not getting much exposure. I know it's a little ways away, but it's not a lot of people talking about it. I don't think HBO is doing a good enough job to promote the fight. This is it's a big fight. It's a really big fight, and not many people talking about it. So I just want to get into it a little bit. Say what I thought about the fight. What I think is gonna happen, which will probably be wrong. I was wrong on Bruno Garcia. So we'll see on this one. The fight should be an interesting fight to see if Canelo can deal with the pressure. Because Canelo fights in spurts. He's going to fight, throw a combination, in a burst, and then bag up to the ropes. And that will play into Triple G's hands. Because when he gets on the ropes, that'll give Triple G a chance to bang to the body, to the head. But Triple G will have to punch and reset, and that will give Canelo time to throw a combination, get back on the ropes. It's going to be interesting to see if Canelo can take the punishment. Because in the, when they faced off in the ring, you could see Triple G was actually a bigger guy. He was actually just physically bigger. He's taller. I'm not sure about the reach. I'm sure he has longer arms, but he just physically looked like the bigger man. So that ought to be interesting to see how Canelo deals with that, because usually Canelo is the bigger guy. He's usually the bigger guy. He's bigger than Canelo. I mean, bigger than Amir Khan. He looked, to me, bigger than Liam Smith. Trying to see who was the fight. Chavez was bigger than him, but Chavez was basically, just had a fat camp. I'm not sure how much he actually got to really work on boxing. Similar situation like with Broner in this camp for Mikey. I think it was more of a fat camp where he was just basically focusing on losing weight and not really spending much time, boxing, actually working on the craft. They'll get some videos of him working the bag and all of that just to look good and get all the fans hyped up. But most of the time, I think it was spent dieting, working out, running, more training to lose weight, just to make weight. So I'm not sure about that. I'm sure Triple G is going to be, I'm sure both guys are going to be in great physical condition. Canelo is the younger man. It's going to be interesting to see. I know Triple G is going to come out first and try to establish the jab. That's going to be the first thing he does. But the the interesting part is going to be if Canelo can counter off that jab. If Canelo comes out and tries to establish the jab, I already know Triple G is going to jab with him and try to establish his jab and take Canelo's jab away. After that, I'm not sure how the fight will play out. It's going to be interesting to see because Triple G is going to come forward, especially if Canelo doesn't hit him with something early, to keep him honest, to give him something to think about. If Canelo doesn't hit him with something to make him respect his power, Triple G is going to walk him down and beat him up. I mean, it's pretty simple. He's going to walk him down and beat him up. It's going to be interesting to see Canelo, like I said, in the ring with a guy that's physically bigger than him, that's not a punching bag. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting fight. I'm not sure how it's going to play out, to be honest. The first round will be interesting to see how it develops and how Canelo fights. Does he bag up? Does he bag into the ropes and let Triple G get off and then get his combos off and get out? I'm not sure, because if Triple G gets him on the ropes, man, Triple G is a devastating puncher, especially with that looping left hand over the top on the top of your head, man. My God, that's going to be interesting to see how that develops. The one thing about this fight that's pissing me off is that this fight is not happening for the WBC title. And I think that's a bunch of horse shit. Because us as real boxing fans, we want to see unification. And that's one thing that kind of pissed me off about Triple G. I know he wanted to get the money. I understand that you want the big money fight. But all this time we've been hearing that you wanted to unify. You wanted all the belts. You wanted all the belts. You want all the belts. I wish he would have went ahead and got Billy Joe Saunders out the way, unified, and then fought Canelo. That was the route I wanted him to take, but I can't count his pockets. I'm sure he wanted to get that big payday and beat Canelo to get that name on his resume. Then he can unify. If he can unify the division, you know, he can do whatever he wants from there. But for Canelo not to want to unify the titles says a lot to me. Says a lot to me. Because us as real boxing fans, like I said, we want unification. That's why I'm so proud of Terrence Crawford and Julius and Dongo. No bullshit. We want to unify. We want to fight. We want all the chips on the table when we fight. And you got to respect that. I mean, you have to respect that. If you're a real boxing fan and you say that you don't want unification, that's bullshit. Simple as that. We all of us real boxing fans, we want unification. That's what we want. That's what this is about. If you're in a division, you should want to get all the belts. And after you get all the belts is when you move up. But you should dominate your division first and then move up. But the fight should be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see the weigh-in situation because I'm not sure if Canelo is going to do the same day weigh-in. I'm not sure what belts he's fighting for. That's another interesting thing. And then this whole shit about Canelo walking out, Golovkin walking out first. Come on, man. That's breaking the tradition of boxing, man. I know it really doesn't matter, but it does matter because boxing is all about tradition. The champion should not come out first. You know, and Oscar, man, that's a whole different story. I'm not even really going to get into him and, you know, his whole, the way he's made a mockery of this whole fight. This fight should have happened a year ago, but that's it, man. I just want to touch on that fight right quick. That'll be an interesting fight. You can tell me down in the comments what you think about the fight. Who you think's going to win the fight. Should be interesting. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I will be tuned in to watch and see what happens. Peace.